Hello, good morning. This is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. So today I want to show you how to cut um, the upper part of your garment, which is the bodice, and that also can be turned into a jacket, into a dress, into a coat, whatever you want. So we're going to focus on cutting the most important part of the garment, which is the upper part of the body, and that is from the shoulder to the waist. After that, as I said, we'll turn it into whatever style we want. Now, I'm not here to teach you high fashion or couture fashion. What I'm here to teach you is the sew. It's simple sewing, sorry about that. Sewing that my mom did, who had no training, but her clothes fitted well, and that was where I really started learning about sewing, and I always help her. So I know that a lot of people do like sewing. Their young people are still interested in sewing, but the problem is they doesn't have a clue what to do. So that is where I come in. So if you want to learn from me, you learn, and then probably you want to take it to the next level. So I'll just give you the basics. Okay, let's go. So the measurement I'm working with today is the shoulder is 16, the bust is 37, and you're going to get those odd numbers sometimes, and you're just going to have to fold your tape measure because there will be fractions, and understand how to get them without bursting your brain. And the waist is 30. For the bust and for the waist, you divide that in 4. The shoulder, which is 16, you'll divide that in 2. We're also going to be using the apex, which is the bust point, and I told you about that in the skirt. And the apex for this is 8 inches. It's bust point to bust point, and that determines where you place your dart on your garment. So as I said, I'm not here to teach you high fashion. I'm here to teach you simple sewing. This is the back of the garment, and this is the front. I've put them together, and I'll use the back to cut the front. Our bodies are symmetrical. There'll be just a few little changes in the front part of the garment. So we don't have to make a separate pattern for the front of the garment. As long as you have enough material and it can be folded, this is 60 width, you are good to go. So I've folded off about 3 to 3.5 inches there, and that is to accommodate the buttons. So this is for the allowance at the front to accommodate the buttons, but I will fold it like this, and if you notice this little area here, so the buttons will go here. So I've fold it off and leave 1 inch away from the center back. So this is the center back of the garment, and this is the center front. So as I said, I left 1 inch off from the back of the garment. If it was a zipper, it would be different. All two pieces would be aligned. Okay, so here we are. I've already drafted it, so I'll just take you through the steps, which I find is much better. So the first thing you do is to draw a line at the top here, and you work from this line. You never go above it. So from this line here down to this line here, I've seen it, is 16 inches, and that's the length of the blouse. Let me go again. From this line here to this line here is 16 inches, and that's the length of the blouse. The next thing you're going to do, you are going to mark off the neckline, and I'm coming down 1 inch from where I marked that line. So if you can see, it's 1 inch here and 2.5 inches across here, and that gives me my curve line. Now that's the basic. It could be better than, sorry, it could be bigger than that. And so if a person is really big, sometimes you want to measure the neck, especially from one ear to the other ear at the back to get the back neckline, and that will also determine the front neckline. So that's what I have here. The next step is to find the shoulder length, and it is 16 inches, and I'm going to be using half. So from here to here on the same line is 16 inches, and I mark it. From the 16 inches you are going to come down 1.5 inch, an inch and a quarter. So some people even more use more than that, because some people shoulder tend to slope a little bit more. So from here up on the line here, you're going to come down about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches right there. So I have it marked there. I will now connect my neckline, which is here, to where I dotted, and draw that line. And as you see, our shoulder, it slopes, so it's not straight. Okay, so that's why you have it there. Now I can work from here again, because this is right at the upper part of my neck where I got the length of the blouse from, and the length of the blouse was 16 inches, and therefore I'm going to use half of it to get my bust line, and this is the half to get my bust line. Okay, I'm also going to draw a line right where the 16 inches is, and this is it. That's where the 16 inches is. So on the bust line, I am going to draw a straight line from right here, which is the end of the shoulder here, the shoulder tip, down on the bust line. And this is just for a guide, you know, to ensure that it's pretty straight. So I'm going to draw a line from here, and this is the line. The next step is to find the bust measurement, and the bust measurement is 37, and I folded my tape measure, found 37, and then I fold half of that again. So you will be dealing with some fractions sometimes, and you're going to have to just fold your tape measure. Don't burst your brain. Sometimes you can also Google it. So my brain is too old. It is 64 years old. So we have just about maybe 9.25. So 9.25. So that is it. So that is where my bust is. I'm going to come down and find my waist measurement, and the waist measurement I'm using is 30 inches. So you know that is going to be a quarter, is going to be 7.5. So I have my 7.5 here, and to that 7.5 I had 1 inch for my allowance, and that is for my dart. Now the line is fading, so I'm going to have to just kind of brighten it a little bit more. So that is, so here is the 7.5, 4 times 7.5, that's going to make it 30 inches for the waist, and here is my 1 inch allowance, and this is for the dart, even though the dart is placed here. And for the dart, you're going to come 2 inches or 1.5 inch from the bust line. This is the bust line, and so you're going to come down 2 inch or 1.5 inch. The dart point doesn't goes up to the bust line. It's going to be too pointed, and the bust is not like that. The bust is not like that. It's actually rounded. So I come down 2 inches. So on that, and I draw a line. So let me draw the line so you can see clearly what I'm doing. So this is now the bust line, and as I said, it's 2 inches. this is now the dart line, I'm sorry, and it's down, I came down 2 inches from the bust line. So this is where the dart starts. Okay, the next step would be to find our bust to bust, and the bust to bust I'm using is 8 inches from one nipple point to the other nipple point, which is called the apex. That is how you get to make your dart. That's where, if you're not sure how to find your dart placement, that is how you do it. So half of 8 inches is 4 inches, so I'm going to place it right here on the dart line. All right, on the dart line, and that's 4 inches. I'm also going to come down on the waistline there, and I'm going to find the 4 inches again, and I'm going to dot it there, and that is the center line of the dart, which goes up here. This 1 inch now that is there, that I placed there for the allowance, I will now divide it in two, place half on this side and half on the other side, so half to the right and half to the left, and that's what gives me my dart. So here at the armhole where the bust is, remember the bust is 9.5, it's actually 37 inches. A quarter of that is 9 3/4. So it is right here. I will now connect it to the waistline, which is 30, and a quarter is 15, and I'll draw that line, come back here. So this is the bodice, the main part of the upper female garment. Okay, so I think that's it. We will continue with this. I will show you what to do with the front. I'm not going to cut this, I just did it to show you. So thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe.